The presentation was flawless. 43 slides of market analysis, competitive positioning data, and strategic recommendations that would determine the future of our company. My best friend Marcus stood at the front of the boardroom, delivering his consulting firm's findings with the confidence that had made him successful. Our CEO was nodding. The board members were taking notes. Everyone was impressed. And I was sitting in the back row, looking at my laptop, cross-referencing his data sources, feeling my stomach drop. Because I'd just discovered that the market research he was citing, the foundation of his entire $380,000 analysis, was completely fabricated. The surveys didn't exist. The focus groups never happened. The competitor data was invented. My best friend since college, the guy who'd been best man at my wedding, was committing fraud in front of my entire executive team. And I was the only person who knew. Let me tell you about discovering your best friend is a fraud, realizing that exposing him destroys both his career and your company's strategic direction, and making a choice that ended a 20-year friendship. Before we start, subscribe and turn on all notifications. This story is about what happens when personal loyalty collides with professional integrity, and how sometimes there are no good people, just people making impossible choices. Let's go. The friendship that built my career. My name is Chris. I'm 39 years old, and until 6 months ago, I had a best friend I'd have trusted with my life. Marcus Reeves and I met freshman year at Northwestern. Roommates, then best friends. We were inseparable through college, studied together, partied together, talked about building careers and changing the world together. He was the outgoing one, charismatic, could talk his way into or out of anything. I was the analytical one, detail-oriented, loved diving deep into data and problems. After graduation, we stayed close even as our careers diverged. I went into corporate strategy, worked my way up through various companies. Marcus went to business school, got his MBA, then joined a major consulting firm. 10 years ago, he left to start his own boutique strategy consulting firm, Reeves and Associates. We talked every week. Our families vacationed together. His kids called me Uncle Chris. When my father died 3 years ago, Marcus flew across the country to be at the funeral. When his marriage hit a rough patch 5 years back, I was the person he called at 2 a.m. That's not hyperbole. We were genuinely best friends. Brothers, practically. 2 years ago, I joined Apex Innovations as VP of Corporate Strategy. Apex was a mid-sized tech company, enterprise software solutions, about 850 employees, $280 million in annual revenue. Growing, but hitting a plateau. We needed strategic direction for the next 5 years. The CEO, Jennifer Martinez, wanted to hire an external consultant to provide an objective analysis of our market position and growth opportunities. Fresh eyes. Independent perspective. I recommended Marcus. He's brilliant, I told Jennifer. His firm did amazing work for my previous company. Knows the enterprise software space inside and out. I trust him completely. Jennifer was hesitant. He's your personal friend. That creates a potential conflict of interest. Which is why I'll recuse myself from the evaluation process. I'll provide him access to our data and company information, but you and the board will assess his work independently. I won't influence the decision. She agreed. Apex hired Reeves and Associates for a 6-month strategic analysis project. Contract value, $380,000. Deliverables included comprehensive market research, competitive analysis, and strategic recommendations. I was thrilled. This was good for Marcus, a major contract that would help grow his firm. Good for Apex, we'd get world-class strategic guidance. And good for me, I'd brought in a consultant who'd make me look great. Marcus started the project in March. We had lunch a few times to discuss his data needs, access to employees for interviews, that kind of thing. But I stayed hands-off on the actual analysis. I wanted this to be clean, no favoritism, no conflicts. He presented his preliminary findings in August. The full final presentation was scheduled for October. I was in the boardroom when he delivered it. Not as an evaluator, I'd recused myself, but as VP of Strategy, I needed to hear the recommendations we'd potentially be implementing. And that's when I discovered my best friend was a fraud. The presentation that didn't add up. Marcus's presentation was impressive. Professionally designed slides. Clear narratives. Compelling recommendations. He presented data showing our primary competitor was losing market share, 23% decline over 18 months. Enterprise clients were increasingly dissatisfied with existing solutions, 68% dissatisfaction rate in recent survey. There was massive unmet demand for our type of product in mid-market companies, $2.3 billion market opportunity. If we pivoted our product strategy toward mid-market and invested heavily in sales, we could triple revenue in 3 years. The board loved it. Jennifer was practically glowing. This was exactly the kind of bold, data-driven strategy they wanted. I was taking notes on my laptop while Marcus presented. And because I'm compulsive about verification, I started Googling some of his data sources. He cited a survey. Recent Gartner research shows 68% of enterprise software buyers report dissatisfaction with current solutions. I pulled up Gartner's website. Searched their recent publications. No such survey existed. He referenced competitor data. According to SEC filings and market analysis, competitor X has experienced a 23% market share decline over 18 months. I pulled up competitor X's actual SEC filings. Their revenue was flat, not declining. Market share stable. He mentioned customer research. Focus groups with 145 mid-market companies revealed strong interest in our solution, with 73% indicating high purchase intent. I'd been working at Apex for 2 years. I knew our market research budget. We hadn't conducted focus groups with 145 companies. That would have cost $200,000 plus, and I'd have seen the invoices. My hands started shaking. I kept checking. Every major data point Marcus cited, fabricated, exaggerated, or misrepresented. The $2.3 billion market opportunity. Based on a market sizing methodology that didn't match any credible source. The competitor analysis. Cherry-picked data and invented metrics. The customer surveys. Completely fictional. My best friend was presenting fraudulent analysis to my company's board of directors. And they were buying it. The presentation ended. Everyone applauded. Jennifer thanked Marcus for exceptional work. Board members came up to shake his hand, ask follow-up questions. Marcus looked at me across the room. Smiled. Gave me a subtle thumbs up. Like we'd won something together. I felt sick. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Because what I did next destroyed a 20-year friendship. The confrontation. I waited until everyone cleared out. Caught Marcus as he was packing up his laptop. Can we talk? Privately. Sure. What's up? We went to an empty conference room. I closed the door. Marcus, where did you get the Gartner survey data? The one showing 68% dissatisfaction. Gartner published it earlier this year. Why? I can't find it. I searched their entire research library. No survey matches what you cited. His expression didn't change. It was a custom research piece. Not publicly available. One of my other clients commissioned it. Then how can you cite it as a general market finding if it's proprietary research for a different client? Chris, what's going on? Why are you interrogating me? The competitor data. Competitor X's supposed 23% market share decline. I pulled their SEC filings. Their revenue is flat. You're looking at revenue. I'm talking about market share. Different metrics. Marcus. I pulled up my laptop. Showed him the actual numbers. Their unit sales are up. Their customer base is growing. There's no 23% decline in any metric. He closed my laptop. Chris, are you seriously questioning my professional work right now? I'm asking where you got your data because I can't verify any of it. Because you're not a market researcher. This is what my firm does. We have proprietary methodologies, access to data sources you don't have. Did you conduct focus groups with 145 mid-market companies? Silence. Marcus. Did you actually interview 145 companies? We conducted extensive qualitative research. How many companies did you actually interview? He stood up. I don't appreciate being accused of. How many, Marcus? 12. The room spun. You told the board you surveyed 145 companies. You interviewed 12 and extrapolated. That's a legitimate research methodology. Not when you present it as a comprehensive survey of 145 respondents. That's fraud, Marcus. You lied to my company's board of directors. I didn't lie. I conducted research and provided strategic recommendations based on that research and my professional expertise. You fabricated data. The Gartner survey doesn't exist. The competitor analysis is wrong. The market sizing is invented. You made up numbers to justify a strategy you'd already decided to recommend. He stared at me. So what are you going to do? Tell Jennifer. Blow up my contract. Destroy my credibility. I'm asking you to come clean. Tell the board there were errors in your data. Provide corrected analysis. We can fix this. Fix this. Chris, if I admit those numbers were wrong, I lose this client, my reputation gets destroyed, and I probably get sued for breach of contract. My firm survives on credibility. If word gets out that I fabricated research, I'm done. Finished. Then maybe you shouldn't have fabricated research. Everyone does this. Every consulting firm exaggerates their data, cherry-picks findings, massages numbers to support their recommendations. That's the business. The board doesn't want perfect data, they want confident recommendations that give them cover to make decisions. That's not what I recommended you for. I vouched for you. I told Jennifer you were trustworthy. And I am trustworthy. I'm recommending a good strategy for Apex. The specifics of the research methodology don't matter. What matters is the strategic direction, and I'm right about that. How do you know you're right if your data is fake? Because I've been doing this for 15 years. I know this industry. I know what works. The numbers just support the story. I felt like I was talking to a stranger. Marcus, this isn't you. We've been friends for 20 years. You're not the kind of person who commits fraud. Don't be naive. You think I could build a successful consulting firm by being perfectly honest all the time? Nobody can. The game requires packaging uncertainty as confidence. That's what clients pay for. I can't let this stand. I have to tell Jennifer. His expression changed. Hardened. If you do that, you destroy me. My firm. My career. Everything I've built. You destroyed it yourself by lying. And you'll destroy yourself too. You're the one who recommended me. You vouched for me. When this comes out, you'll look like either a fool who didn't do due diligence, or complicit in the fraud. Your credibility is tied to mine now. Then we both go down. Chris, please. Think about what you're doing. We're best friends. Brothers. I was best man at your wedding. You're my kid's godfather. Are you really going to sacrifice 20 years of friendship over a consulting contract? Are you really asking me to let you defraud my company? I'm asking you to look the other way while I provide them with strategic direction that happens to be right even if the supporting data isn't perfect. Nobody gets hurt. Apex gets good strategy. I keep my contract. You keep your friend. Everyone wins. Accept the truth. Fuck the truth. The truth is that business decisions get made on imperfect information all the time. My recommendations are solid even if I took shortcuts on the research. You know I'm right about the mid-market opportunity. You've said so yourself in strategy meetings. That's not the point. That's exactly the point. I'm giving Apex good advice. The methodology doesn't matter if the conclusion is right. I looked at my best friend and didn't recognize him. Or maybe I was seeing him clearly for the first time. I need to think about this. Chris, please. I said I need to think. I left the conference room. Marcus called after me. I didn't turn around. The impossible decision. I drove home in a daze. My wife Karen was making dinner. How was Marcus's presentation? I told her everything. The fabricated data. The confrontation. His justification. She listened without interrupting. When I finished, she said, "What are you going to do?" I don't know. What does your gut tell you? My gut says I have to report it. He committed fraud. I can't just ignore that. Even if it means losing your best friend. I didn't answer. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept running scenarios. Scenario A, report Marcus immediately. I tell Jennifer everything. Marcus gets fired, contract terminated, possibly sued. Apex has no strategic direction, wasted $380,000. I look bad for recommending him. 20-year friendship destroyed. Marcus's career potentially ruined. His firm might collapse. His family suffers financially. He never speaks to me again. Scenario B, stay silent, let it proceed. Board approves Marcus's strategy. Apex implements recommendations based on fake data. If the strategy succeeds, nobody knows, everyone wins. If the strategy fails, company wastes millions on wrong direction, I'm complicit. I keep my best friend. I live with knowing I enabled fraud. I become complicit in deceiving my own company. Scenario C, confront Marcus privately, demand he withdraw. Marcus voluntarily tells board he needs to revise his analysis. He provides corrected data and revised recommendations. Protects his reputation somewhat. Gives Apex better information. Preserves friendship possibly. But Marcus already refused this option. Scenario D, go to Jennifer privately, let her decide. Give her the information. Let leadership decide how to handle it. Takes the burden off me. But still destroys Marcus. Still damages my credibility for recommending him. Every scenario ended with massive damage somewhere. To Marcus. To me. To Apex. To our friendship. To someone's career or livelihood or trust. I thought about Marcus's kids. His twins were 10 years old. I'd known them since they were born. Been to their birthday parties. Taught them to ride bikes. If Marcus's career imploded, how would that affect them? I thought about his wife, Rebecca. She'd left her job 2 years ago to help grow Marcus's consulting firm. If the firm collapsed, both their incomes disappeared. I thought about the 20 years of friendship. All the moments that mattered. When Marcus helped me through my father's death. When I talked him through his marriage struggles. The trip to Ireland we took for his 40th birthday. The 1,000 small moments that build a real friendship. Could I really sacrifice all of that? But I also thought about my responsibility to Apex. To Jennifer, who'd hired me to provide strategic leadership. To the 850 employees whose livelihoods depended on good strategy, not fraudulent analysis. I thought about professional integrity. About what I'd tell my own children about right and wrong. Karen found me in my home office at 2 a.m., staring at my laptop. "You know what you have to do," she said. "Yeah. You're just hoping there's a way to do it without losing him." "Yeah. There isn't." "I know." The choice I made. Monday morning, I requested a private meeting with Jennifer Martinez. We need to talk about Marcus's analysis. There are significant problems with his data. I walked her through everything. The fabricated surveys. The misrepresented competitor data. The fictional focus groups. The made-up market sizing. I showed her my verification work. The missing Gartner research. The actual SEC filings. The lack of any evidence that the claimed customer research existed. Jennifer's expression went from confused to angry to cold. "How long have you known?" I discovered it during his presentation. Verified it that evening. Confronted him Friday. What did he say? He admitted the data was exaggerated. He claims the underlying strategy is still sound even if the supporting research wasn't rigorous. He fabricated research and charged us $380,000 for it. Yes. And you're his best friend. The person who recommended him. Yes. This reflects very badly on your judgment, Chris. I know. She was quiet for a long moment. Did you know he was doing this when you recommended him? Absolutely not. I genuinely believed he was legitimate. If I'd had any suspicion. But you didn't do due diligence. You vouched for him based on friendship instead of verifying his work quality. You're right. I should have been more careful. I let personal relationship cloud my professional judgment. That's on me. It is. She stood up. Here's what's going to happen. I'm terminating Marcus's contract immediately. We'll demand a full refund of the fees paid to date. If he refuses, we'll sue. I'm also reporting this to the Industry Ethics Board for consulting firms. His behavior was fraudulent, and he shouldn't be able to do this to other companies. I understand. As for you, you're on probation. You brought a fraudulent consultant into this company. That's a serious lapse in judgment. You get one more mistake and you're done. Clear. Clear. Now get out. I have to explain to the board that the strategy they loved is based on fabricated data. I left her office. Went to my desk. Sent Marcus a text, "Jennifer knows. Contract terminated. I'm sorry." He called immediately. I didn't answer. He called 16 more times that day. Left voicemails ranging from angry to pleading to threatening. How could you do this to me? You destroyed my career. My firm. Everything. My kids are going to suffer because you couldn't look the other way. 20 years of friendship and you stabbed me in the back. I hope you're happy. You just destroyed my family. I listened to all of them. Deleted nothing. Felt sick through all of it. The last voicemail was different. Quieter. I thought we were brothers, Chris. I thought you'd protect me. I was wrong. Don't ever contact me again. That was 4 months ago. We haven't spoken since. Subscribe if you're not already. Turn on notifications. Because the aftermath gets worse. The aftermath. It's been 4 months since I reported Marcus. Here's where everyone stands. Marcus, his firm lost 3 major clients when word spread about the Apex situation. 2 of his senior consultants left to start their own practice. He's down to 2 employees and scrambling to rebuild credibility. Rebecca had to go back to work. They put their house on the market. I heard through mutual friends that he's considering shutting down Reeves and Associates entirely and looking for corporate jobs. Nobody's hiring him. His reputation in the consulting world is destroyed. The Industry Ethics Board opened an investigation. I don't know where that stands, but the fact that it's happening means his name is circulating in all the wrong conversations. His kids, the twins I taught to ride bikes, who called me Uncle Chris, don't understand why I'm not around anymore. Rebecca told a mutual friend that they keep asking when they'll see me. She doesn't know what to tell them. I think about that constantly. 2 10-year-olds who loved me, confused about why someone they trusted just disappeared from their lives. Apex, Jennifer presented the situation to the board honestly. We wasted $380,000 in 6 months. The board was furious. They wanted to sue Marcus, but our legal team advised that the cost of litigation would exceed any realistic recovery. His firm doesn't have enough assets to make it worthwhile. So we just ate the loss. Jennifer hired a different consulting firm, a major, reputable one, to redo the strategic analysis. They charged $520,000. Their findings were completely different from Marcus's recommendations. The mid-market opportunity he'd identified, much smaller than he claimed. Our competitor wasn't struggling, they were actually growing steadily in segments we'd overlooked. The real strategic opportunity was in enterprise healthcare, a vertical we'd barely explored. Nothing like what Marcus had recommended. If we'd implemented his strategy, we'd have wasted millions pursuing the wrong market based on fabricated data. So in that sense, exposing him saved the company from a massive strategic error. But nobody thanked me for it. I'm still at Apex, but everything's different. Jennifer keeps me at arm's length. I'm not included in strategic discussions anymore, she brought in someone else to lead that work. I'm basically managing tactical projects now. Implementation, not strategy. My reputation took a hit. People know I'm the one who recommended Marcus. Some colleagues think I did the right thing reporting him. Others think I should have caught the fraud earlier, or that I was naive for vouching for a friend without proper vetting. The board doesn't trust my judgment anymore. I can see it in meetings. When I make recommendations, there's skepticism that wasn't there before. I went from rising star to someone they're watching carefully, waiting for me to screw up again so they have cause to let me go. My probation is still active. One mistake and I'm done. Karen tells me I did the right thing. You had integrity when it mattered, she says. That's not nothing. But it doesn't feel like integrity. It feels like destruction. I destroyed my best friend's career. I damaged my own reputation. I cost my company hundreds of thousands of dollars. And for what? To be technically correct. To follow rules that most people bend or break every day. The friendship, Marcus's last voicemail still haunts me. I thought we were brothers, Chris. I thought you'd protect me. The thing is, he's not entirely wrong. In 20 years of friendship, we'd protected each other countless times. When Marcus got too drunk at a client dinner and said something inappropriate, I covered for him. When I made a terrible investment decision that nearly bankrupted me, Marcus loaned me money and never told anyone. That's what friendship is, right? Protecting each other. Having each other's backs. And when it mattered most, I didn't have his back. I chose my company over my friend. I keep replaying the decision. Was there really no other option? Could I have talked to Marcus more forcefully, convinced him to come clean voluntarily? Gone to Jennifer earlier, before his final presentation, when there might have been time to fix things quietly? Found a way to make him withdraw the analysis without destroying him completely? Or was I always going to have to choose between professional integrity and personal loyalty? Was there ever a version of this where I didn't lose either my job or my best friend? I don't know. The mutual friends, our college friend group has fractured. Marcus and I were the center of it. We'd organized the reunions, the group chats, the annual golf trips. Now everyone's choosing sides. Some friends think I did what I had to do. Others think I betrayed Marcus over corporate politics. Nobody's organizing reunions anymore. The group chat is dead. 20 years of friendships, all collateral damage. I ran into Dave, another college friend, at a restaurant last month. He was with his wife. He saw me, nodded awkwardly, and looked away. Didn't come over. Didn't say hello. That's what I am now. The guy who destroyed Marcus. The guy you can't be friends with because if you screw up, maybe he'll destroy you too. The dreams, I have this recurring nightmare. I'm back in that conference room with Marcus. He's pleading with me. Please, Chris. We're brothers. Don't do this. And I'm watching myself make the choice again. Telling Jennifer. Watching Marcus's career collapse. Watching his kids' faces when they learn why Uncle Chris isn't coming to their birthday party. In the dream, I can see both futures clearly. Future A, I report him. Everything that actually happened happens. Marcus's career ends. Our friendship dies. His family suffers. I keep my integrity and my job but lose everything else. Future B, I stay silent. Marcus's strategy gets implemented. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But either way, I'm complicit in fraud. I live with that knowledge forever. Our friendship continues, but it's built on my willingness to compromise my ethics. And eventually, maybe in a year, maybe in 10, it comes out anyway. Someone else discovers the fabricated data. Then I'm not just complicit, I'm part of a cover-up. My career ends worse than it would have if I'd reported it immediately. In the dream, I try to find a third option. Some way to fix it without destroying everything. But there isn't one. There never was. I wake up sweating every time. What I've learned, people talk about integrity like it's noble. Like doing the right thing is always its own reward. That's bullshit. Doing the right thing cost me my best friend, damaged my career, destroyed 2 families' financial stability, fractured an entire friend group, and left me lying awake at night wondering if I made the right choice. The right thing doesn't feel right. It feels like standing in the ruins of everything you cared about and telling yourself it had to be this way. I've also learned that business ethics are complicated in ways nobody admits. Marcus was right about one thing: everyone exaggerates. Every consultant oversells their capabilities. Every company inflates their projections. Every job candidate embellishes their resume. We live in a world built on small deceptions that everyone agrees to ignore because they're necessary to function. Marcus just crossed a line. He fabricated data instead of exaggerating it. He invented research instead of cherry-picking it. But where's the line, exactly? When does putting the best spin on things become fraud? When does confidence become deception? I don't know anymore. What I do know is that I chose to enforce that line, and the cost was devastating. Karen's perspective, my wife, has been incredible through all of this. She's never once questioned my decision. But she sees what it's doing to me. Last week, she said, "You did the right thing, but that doesn't mean it was the only thing. There were no good options. You just chose the least bad one." What if I chose wrong? Then you chose wrong with good intentions. You can live with that. Can I? She didn't answer. Marcus's email. 2 weeks ago, I got an email from Marcus. First communication since the voicemails stopped. Subject line, why? The body was one sentence: after 20 years, I deserve to know why you valued a company more than our friendship. I started writing a response. Deleted it. Started again. Deleted again. What could I say? That I didn't value Apex more than him. That's not true. I literally chose the company over him when it mattered. That I had no choice. That's not true either. I had choices. I chose this one. That I'm sorry. I am sorry. But being sorry doesn't change anything. His career is still destroyed. Our friendship is still over. I eventually wrote, because I couldn't live with myself if I stayed silent. I'm sorry that hurt you. I'm sorry it hurt your family. But I couldn't be complicit in fraud, even for you. Especially for you. I never sent it. What's the point? Nothing I say will make this better. The question I can't answer, here's what keeps me up at night. Marcus was my brother for 20 years. When my dad died, he dropped everything to be with me. When his marriage was falling apart, I was the person he trusted. We built a relationship based on loyalty, trust, and unconditional support. And the first time that loyalty was truly tested, when the cost was real, when choosing him meant genuinely compromising my integrity, I chose against him. Does that make me principled? Or does it make me a fair-weather friend who abandoned someone I loved when it was inconvenient to stay loyal? I told myself I was choosing integrity over friendship. But maybe I was just choosing safety. My job, my reputation, my comfort. Maybe I'm not as principled as I want to believe. Maybe I'm just someone who valued his career more than his best friend and dressed it up as ethics. I genuinely don't know. 6 months later, I'm still at Apex. Still on probation. Still managing tactical projects instead of strategy. Marcus closed Reeves and Associates 3 months ago. I heard he took a job as a senior analyst at a consulting firm in Chicago. Not running his own show anymore. Not building something. Just working. Rebecca and the kids moved with him. Sold the house at a loss. Started over in a new city. Our mutual friends planned a college reunion. I wasn't invited. Neither was Marcus, apparently. The reunion was cancelled when too many people said they weren't comfortable with the drama. 20 years of friendships evaporated. I saw Marcus's LinkedIn update last week. New job, new city, new life. His profile picture is different now. He looks older. Tired. I wonder if he's sleeping any better than I am. I wonder if he thinks about our friendship the way I do, not with anger anymore, but with grief. Grief for something that was real and good and irreplaceable, and that ended because I chose principle over loyalty. Or maybe he just hates me. Maybe there's no grief there, just anger and betrayal and the conviction that I destroyed him unnecessarily. I don't know. We don't talk. What I would do differently, people keep asking if I regret my decision. If I do it differently, if I could go back. I don't know. The fraud was real. The data was fabricated. Apex would have wasted millions implementing strategy based on lies. Reporting it was objectively the right thing to do. But, objectively right doesn't account for human cost. For friendships and families and the messy reality that people aren't moral absolutes, they're complicated and flawed, and sometimes they make terrible mistakes that don't define everything they are. If I could go back, I'd try harder to find a middle path. Force Marcus to withdraw the analysis before it got to the board. Give him a chance to fix it without public humiliation. But he refused that option. So maybe there never was a middle path. Maybe some choices really are binary. Loyalty or integrity. Friend or principle. And maybe choosing one means losing the other forever. I chose integrity. I lost my friend. And I'm still not sure if that was worth it. So here's my question for you. Your best friend, someone you've known for 20 years, someone who's been there for every major moment of your life, commits fraud that affects your company and your career. Exposing him destroys his livelihood and your friendship. Staying silent makes you complicit and potentially destroys your integrity. There's no good option. just damage in different directions. What would you do? Because I made my choice. I reported him. I lost my best friend. I damaged my career anyway. And I still don't know if I did the right thing. Or if there even was a right thing to do.